Hey, how's it going? It's Matt James. I went to the Tactical Den podcast about the range today, and today I want to go over pistol draw. So today, running with me, the Ironside from T-Rex Arms, and I have a PSA dagger in there as well. Okay, so I'm going to be going over draw today, how to draw from the holster, how I draw from the holster, and how to get shots on target quickly out of the holster. So let's dive right in. So I already got my cold starts knocked out for the day, and now I'm getting into what I want to work on today, which is draw. I have a new holster, and I want to get more proficient at getting the gun out of the holster and getting shots on target quickly and accurately. So every time you get a new holster, definitely go to the range, dry fire first, obviously, but then start practicing pulling that weapon out of the holster so you can get a feel for getting it on target, getting a good grip, and then getting your first shot down range. And that's what I really want to focus on today, is getting that first shot down range. So we're going to start, obviously, first with our target. Right now I have a USPSA target with a GBRS group little placard on it for the vital organs. I like those a lot because I like being able to see what organs I'm hitting, and it gives me that same mindset of actually engaging a person and making sure I'm plugging the heart and not just an A box. So I would definitely recommend getting one of those, picking something like that up, or even drawing your own vital organs on your PSA targets, USPSA target. So of course the weapon is safe and clear, and using this from the holster starting, I'll show you a side profile. The first thing that I want to do is get a good purchase on my pistol, right? And for me, that means that my thumb right here comes up onto the top of my pistol. So as this gun comes up, my thumb can slide down, and it means that I'm nice and high up on that tang. So whenever you're gripping your pistol, make sure that you're taking your thumb, coming down, and getting right on top of it. Let me show you what it looks like. So you can see I'm coming down on top of it, indexing my thumb on top of the back plate, pulling up, and then I'm seating my thumb on the side of the pistol in order to get a good firm grip high up on the tang on my pistol. Okay, with that part out of the way, now let's talk about your secondary hand, right? Typically for any competition shooters, your hands are going to be below the belt. That's how I typically do it. A self-defense scenario, your hands are probably going to be out, so practice how you typically like to do it. Okay, so I'm just going to talk about hands down here and then meeting up, right? So I see a lot of people come up, they meet, and then push out. That's what I used to do for the longest time, and it takes too much time. So what you want to do instead, right, is draw, hand comes up, your hand's here, and your hands are meeting as you're drawing. So it looks like this. Not meeting and then pushing. Your hands are already up. This hand comes up as you're gripping, and your hands meet as you push out. It is much faster that way, and it allows you to get on target with both hands as opposed to pausing here. Now, the next thing that you should be working on is finding that sight, right? So make sure that you're getting a good, consistent grip with being able to find that red dot. For me personally, I find the red dot once I push down with my left hand, which allows me to get a better consistent grip anyway, because my left hand can't be too weak either. So you need to make sure that you're having a strong left hand grip as well. So coming up, and as you're pushing, your hands are coming together, not before. So up, and I push at the same time. Try that out, see how that works for you guys. Let's get into actually shooting a little bit, and I can show you guys what that looks like. Two is finding your dot. So everyone comes up, right, and they're pushing and they're searching for their dot and trying to get an accurate shot, right? So I found that if you do have irons, practice on just getting the feel of how your iron sights line up. The way that your iron sights line up, you should be able to see your dot, right? So focus on getting that feeling, and then slowly stop looking at your irons, and then just start focusing on your target, and your dot will just come into place. That's how I found a good way to find your dot if you're practicing doing that. Now, talking about shooting with your dot is completely different, right? So now, as that dot passes over where you want that shot to be, break it. A lot of people sit there and they try to aim it and they try to hold it in place and then they break the shot. It takes too much time. The second that the dot comes across your target, pull the trigger. And that way you can get that shot on target. Pistols are very finicky. The longer that you hold it in place, the more you're less stable, the more wacko your shots are gonna get. Same thing where if you race to pull the trigger and you end up just missing and shooting low, which I did here on my target, there's like one low shot because I went and I raced it and I pulled it too quick, right? So there's a balance. So wait until you can find your dot, and then the second that it comes across your target, pull the trigger. Make sense? I'll show you how that looks. One more time. So here's that shot that I was talking about earlier where it's just a little low, right? But in here, I'm getting all the vital organs that I need to right here, just aiming around this little black box right here, right? So 2 of them were both in here. These ones I had shot earlier. These ones over here I shot earlier. It was one of these here. 2 of them there that I just got. I'll do another one while I'm aiming, probably up here at the head box. So you can see these ones here. I'll do another one here so you can see what it looks like. Okay, going for the head box. All right, my dot came right across it. And as my dot swept across the head box, I broke the trigger. And I broke it right there. Right between the eyes in the A. That's exactly where I want it. I wasn't taking my time to focus right there. It just came across the A box and I broke the trigger and I hit right here. This one up here was a cold start. You guys saw in the beginning of the video. This was my cold start. And then down here I had my cold start down here as well. I want to give an example of what I'm talking about with the red dot. So as the dot comes into view and you see the dot, as that dot crosses along and you see it on the A, pull the trigger as you're going across.